Spring is almost here, which means storm season is coming up. Over the past 4 years, the closest thing I've done to storm chasing is sit and watch a couple of events unfold from behind a screen. However, this year, I'd like to change that. But of course, that begs the question, could I actually storm chase? Well, while it's not perfect, there is a couple things I've come up with to help me decide whether I'm actually good enough to storm chase or not. But anyway, let's start from the beginning. Now, obviously, step one to having a successful storm chase is having a proper forecast, because it's quite obvious that you're not going to do very good if you end up in Texas when all the storms are in North Dakota. So I'm going to test out my forecasting ability by playing this game right here, which is called Forecast Master. This game works by giving me forecasting data from a past event, and my goal is to guess where all the tornado reports happened. Now, while it sounds pretty straightforward, it's definitely not easy, so let's give it a shot. Alright, here we are in Forecast Master. I'm going to start off here by playing intermediate mode. So obviously there's a couple things that are going to be important to check here, like deep convergence. There's a lot of areas this could be, actually. This is why I have to check some other things. 300 millibar analysis is going to be pretty important to check here too, because while I don't really know the fine details of how to explain anything, like, see how it kind of has this like flowing motion here? I don't know exactly what that is, but I've noticed that most events are somewhere along this. I know it's called the trough, but other than that, I don't know much about it. When it comes to forecasting, well, forecasting in general is going to be my weak point here for sure. I'm going to go ahead and look at Cape and stuff like that. This is honestly just a mess. I don't know what to make out of this. There's just stuff everywhere. Look at the shear. This isn't very helpful. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at for a lot of this. What about SRH? I'm honestly thinking this area in like Nebraska probably looks the best, because there's shear there, there's SRH there, there's a good amount of Cape there. I mean, everything lines up to be there, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and place my target right here in Nebraska, and hopefully I'm not too incredibly off. Alright, well, I wasn't going to get that in a million years, but, you know, at least I'm not in a, like, none risk in the middle of nowhere. At least I'm in a marginal. However, I went the one spot where there were 0 reports, so, yeah, that was not good at all. This event takes place in September. Okay, this is going to be a weird one. Oh, great, that's broken immediately. Oh, there's a little bit of data available here. Based off the quality of what I'm seeing here, this definitely happened a really, really long time ago. It definitely happened on the Gulf Coast. There's no doubt about that. There's Cape there. There's a good amount of shear there. There's a ton of SRH there. This was definitely in like Louisiana for sure. I'm just going to go ahead and go Louisiana right now. Probably want to go in like the toe of Louisiana down here. I'll just go ahead and submit that there. And of course, that's not where it was. When was this? Okay, yeah, 2005. This happened a really long time ago. Let's just try that one more time there. Well, I guess, what are these events, bro? None of these are happening in like peak tornado season. Alright, so my first thought here, probably this spot here in Missouri. I didn't look too far into it, but for this purpose of like just trying to get the hang of it real quick here, I'm gonna just go ahead and send Missouri there, because I kind of want to save some time too. And there we go. I actually got every single tornado report in the circle this time. So yeah, I'd say that's actually pretty good. Let's move on to master mode now and see how I do there. Alright, so I get as little information as possible here now. It didn't even tell me what month this happens in. All I get is some upper air parameters and some SPC surface parameters, and that's literally it. This is not going to be easy here. I mean, deep convergence is pretty important here from what I've learned so far, just from like pointers I've received from other people, and I'm thinking like this like Mayfield area could be pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and try it there. Let's go like right there in like Evansville, Indiana. See how I do with that, and oh, that's actually pretty good there. I'm into the main risk here, and I got a decent amount of tornadoes in the little circle there. It would have been better if I went like a little more north or over to the west more, but I'm not going to complain about that, I guess. I'm going to try another one, see what I get that time. I'm going to try to do it solely off of deep convergence this time. The spot that I'm seeing that makes the most sense here is this one on the South Dakota-Nebraska border. So I'm going to go ahead and place my target there. Right there. See how that does. Okay. I got 2,000 points based on the one tornado and the TSTM way up here. But the main risk was way down here. So maybe that's not a good idea. But you know what? I'm not even going to complain about this. Because, I mean, I still got 2,000 points. But yeah. I'd say I'm pretty bad at forecasting and should probably mostly rely off the SPC while doing a little bit of forecasting with the help of some people who are a lot better at it than I am. This is something that is definitely going to take a lot of time to get good at, and I've not spent a lot of time on forecasting so far yet. But that's not exactly the case for the commute or chasing, so let's move on. Alright, now that we have our forecasting part done, step 2 is the commute, which many chasers often know is the hardest part of storm chasing. The way I've chosen to test this is using American Truck Simulator. I've downloaded a car mod so I don't have to drive this giant semi-truck across the entire country. Plus, nobody's going to be really storm chasing in a semi-truck anyway. And I'll be driving from Austin, Texas all the way up to Scottsbluff, Nebraska, which will include a decent portion of Tornado Alley, giving me an idea of what the terrain around here might look like. But this is by no means going to be a short drive, and even with the 1:16 scale that the ATS map has, this is still going to take definitely at least an hour. So let's hit the road. Alright, here we are. There's a chance that this could go extremely rough, but I should be able to be on my way to Scottsbluff, Nebraska, starting right now. Let's go ahead and start the car up. There we go. Everything is super touchy with this. It'll take some getting used to. And off we are. And there I go onto I-35. I should be on this road for quite a long time, so I think it's time to just sit back and relax for a while. I'm gonna get off and sleep here in Ardmore because it is starting to get a little dark because it was a little later in the day than I thought when I started the journey out here. Alright, here we are at a rest stop here in Ardmore. Cut off the headlights. Then this should be a pretty good spot to just stay the night here. Alright, here we go. It's a sharp 6 o'clock in the morning. And I think we're good to go ahead and get out of here for the day. Alright, here we go onto the on-ramp, and we'll be good to go for another while, probably at least another couple states. Now that we've forecasted our target and made the drive all the way out there, I think it's time that we actually chase some storms. Now my challenge here I'll probably be pretty good at because I've done this a lot before. To simulate this, I'll be joining Twisted, and my goal will be to get a 200-mile-an-hour probe on at least 2 tornadoes, and obviously without dying. It should be pretty simple, so let's get this done. Alright, so my vehicle of choice here is the Subaru Forester. My reason for choosing this vehicle is because it's probably about the most middle-of-the-road vehicle there is in Twisted. It's not quite a high-end civilian vehicle, nor is it one of the, like, quote-unquote starter cars anymore. It's just an all-around decent vehicle. We have an 11.3 high risk here, so finding a 200+ mile-an-hour tornado should not be difficult. However, intercepting it and, successfully intercepting without dying is going to be the more difficult part here. But there's already a tornado on the ground to the north here, so should probably hurry up. Actually, you know what? That might actually be decently strong. So hopefully I can actually get there in time because, I know it's moving slower, but it still might end up cutting me off. So I might have to go over to the interstate. Yeah, okay. It's definitely going to cut me off here. I wonder if I can cut behind it maybe to cut over to the east. It's probably going to be my best bet here, so I'm just going to go forward. Definitely a smaller wind field if all of these people can just be standing out right here. Just now starting to get wind, so I think we should be fine here. I could cut east on this road. You know what? I'm going to cut east on this road. There's slow storm motion. I can afford to do that. I don't exactly know where to go. I think it's going a little bit more north than what most of the radar scans are saying. I think I'm going to be good to go ahead and put a probe down right here. And I'm going to get out of here because I don't really want to become a casualty. That would mean I fail a challenge. Already getting 120s, 130s, 168. Got the core, I think. See what the back end is like. 199. You know what? It's one away. I'll count it. Typically don't like making exceptions for videos like this, but it's not like a 200+ probe is an insanely hard thing to get. That basically is. It's 199. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up, and I got to get in front of it again. I want to see if I can get 200 because that would mean I actually completed the challenge instead of got 99.5% of the way there. But yeah, the way this thing is moving, I don't know if I can get out in front of it again. I think I'm just going to take that as a win if I can. But we still have a whole other tornado that we have to get 200+ on. And I think we've got one touching down to the south of this one, so that'll probably be our next target. And oh my gosh, I see the funnel. It is significantly larger than this one. Well, I found myself in the path of this one again anyway, so I might as well. Let's see, I don't know exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just going to go ahead and put a probe down just to be safe. There we go. There's 200. So there we go. There's officially a 200-mile-an-hour probe. Oh, literally exactly. What the heck is the chance that I get 1 mile an hour higher? And it's exactly what I needed. But you know what? It worked out quite literally perfectly, so I'm not going to complain. All right, here's my probe back. And now let's get south to this new giant wedge. My goodness, this is probably going to be a little more difficult to successfully do. Oh my goodness, what in the world happened? This thing is going due east now. It's already pink TVS though, so I want to get in the path kind of quickly. This might be difficult to do though because of the direction it's going. I'm going to be kind of racing it, but even though I'm going double its speed, so I should be fine. Alright, here we go. I found myself in the path. I'm pretty close, but it should be okay. I'm going to go ahead, put my probe down right here on the shoulder, and I'm going to blast north and east so I can hopefully get another probe down if this one doesn't work out. There we go. The probe camera is kind of not in the right spot, but we're about to enter the funnel here. It should be a good intercept. Oh my gosh, that couplet's actually pretty strong, so should be good. There we go, 130s, 140s on the front end. Gonna go ahead and place another probe right here, even though that one's already getting almost 170. Oh, just spiked up to 193. I think we're gonna be good. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's shooting past 200. Oh my gosh, 250. That's, you know what? I guess I'm gonna be an overachiever today. 266. It's literally just skyrocketing past what I needed. Yeah, and I got another probe in the path, so if it's still strengthening, we'll definitely get some good wins again. I don't know if there's actually going to be a proper way to escape this now that I think about it, though, so actually, no, I can just drop south out there. I'll be fine. I won't be able to get any more probes down, though, unfortunately. At 200 miles an hour again, so I guess we can, double complete the challenge on this tornado. But yeah, I'll take that. That was really good, actually. That kind of went better than I expected it to. But yeah, that actually worked out well, so I don't think we need to be here anymore.